Welcome everybody to What's the 411? This is the place that brings you news, observation, interpretation, and news commentary. Let's get it. Welcome everybody back to What's the 411 News. Glad you are here to check us out and be informed. And today in the news, remember the retired officer, the security guard that was at Tops Supermarket? I believe his name was Aaron Salter Jr. Well, if you guys didn't know, if you didn't already know, this man had an invention. All right. He created an invention. He invented a water-powered engine. All right. A water-powered engine. All right. And for you guys who don't know or maybe you don't realize or pay a lot of attention, if you look at things throughout the years and you look at suspicious deaths and you start, information starts coming in after things that are, the death has already happened, you'll find that there are people that have patents to different inventions. And it makes you wonder, was the death more than just that occurrence that occurred? All right. So that's kind of the word that is going around now is, was this shooting in Buffalo a little bit more than just, going after black folks? Not minimizing that at all. We already know what that is. He put it in his manifesto, but was it like a 2-for-1 type deal? Was it a 2-for-1 type situation? Because they were saying this Peyton guy has been in that area scoping things out since March of 2022. And, it's kind of interesting. There's a lot of things that could be looked at and a lot of layers that could be looked at when we talk about, how far back he had to go to scope out this place. Was he also, because a lot of people are also thinking that, this couldn't just be him. They always try to make things out as a lone gunman, but there's a lot of questions within that. How did he get money? I don't recall any news stories saying that he worked anywhere. And if they come out with something now saying he worked somewhere, that's going to be on the suspicion radar as well, because nobody's mentioned that I know of that this guy has worked at any place where he can get the money to purchase the weapons and the artillery and the body armor and things like that. And we looking at the background checks, we looking at the finances. Was this his family? People are saying Peyton's family had more to do with that than what is being told, and that they should go to jail along with him. But going back to the security guard / the retired police officer, Buffalo police officer Aaron Salter Jr., could it also be on top of his manifesto that he might have been given instructions to make sure he knows who's who? And then specifically, it could possibly be to definitely ID Aaron Salter. Like I said, there's a lot of different layers you can peel back. And when you start sitting down and be a little bit more analytical thinking and start examining and analyzing situations, all the information that's came in, and makes you start asking questions. So one of those questions is, was he looking at or giving Aaron Salter as a make sure you take out along with everybody else? You know what I mean? So let's take a look at this, man. Let's really take a look at this particular news story here. All right. Let's definitely take a look. All right. So ex-cop, killed by Buffalo shooter had just invented a water-powered engine. All right. The ex-cop, supermarket security guard who was killed by the Buffalo supermarket shooter on Saturday, had recently spoke about a newly discovered energy source and patented a system that enables vehicles to run on water instead of gasoline. Now, I want to so bad tell you something, but I think I'm just going to hold on to that because I'm seeing what's going on. So I'm trying to really be strategic and wise about something. So I'm just going to hold on to that. You know, you might find something out later on down the road. All right. So let's continue with this. So again, he spoke about a newly discovered energy source and patented a system that enables vehicles to run on water instead of gasoline. So when you sit back and think about this, that's really cool to come up with this idea, to start working on that idea, figure out ways on how you can really power up an engine with water as opposed to gasoline. It'll probably save a lot of money on gas, but you also got to look at that's going to take out somebody else's money, right? But you would think, man, this is what the at least the US is supposed to be about. Maybe the world. You're supposed to come up with ideas and options and solutions to better things for the planet and for people, right? But there is apparently a group of people who don't want this to happen. They want all the control and they don't really care about the people, right? But I'm about ideas and options and solutions and alternatives myself. So looking at this from the standpoint of like with an idea type of mindset, yo, this is a great idea. That would be cool. It'd be great to see a vehicle that can run on that. And the fact that people don't need to buy gas, and especially looking at now, I think the gas prices are still high. They still haven't been, as far as I know of, haven't been adjusted. But if it has, correct me, put it in the comments. But as far as I know, and that would have been cool if they can, boost that up. If he was still alive, they can boost that even faster and help him get that together and start putting out vehicles where, you can have a lower bill when it comes to gas. All right. So Aaron Salter Jr. was identified by his son as the beloved Tops Friendly Markets security guard and former 3 decades, that's 30 years, Buffalo cop who tried to stop the teenage suspect. But it's Salter Jr.'s work away from the world of law enforcement and security that is attracting interest in the wake of his tragic death. His latest passion was building environmentally sustainable vehicles. Again, like I said, that's pretty cool. That's a cool thing, man. I would think. According to his LinkedIn profile, Salter Jr. demonstrated his 2010 Ford F-150 run using his AWS hydrogen fuel system in a video that he had posted on YouTube. All right. So he was saying, so we're going to do 4 experiments today for the patent examiners. He said, while clad in a police benevolent association shirt, the system used water to run the truck after it was started with gasoline. He explained, what my system has done is taken advantage of the residue that's produced by electrolysis. I think that's how you pronounce it. So we're going to actually start this vehicle without electrolysis, he said. I'm a jack of all trades, master of none is profiled for his position at AWS Hydrogen Technologies LLC, mostly red. Oh, so he had an LLC. All right. This is my company's Facebook page. I'm excited about my company. I stated 6 months ago, I believe I can change the way we power. I think you might have, this is a typo, power our cars, boats, generators, and it comes from water. I just recently signed up with the Damon Johns Inside Edge team that I will be starting Friday, the 3rd of June. So I can start licensing his amazing product to companies that want to use a new energy source. What I have named I think it's rehydrated hydrogen. It looks like there's a typo there. And we can get one step closer to helping our planet rid itself of these dangerous hydrocarbons that are damaging our ozone and causing global warming to our planet. Come join me on this mission. See, that's what I'm saying. He was trying to improve something. And I thought that's what it's supposed to be about. I thought that's what it's supposed to be about. Having different ideas, different solutions, alternatives, options to improve things for people and for the greater good of the planet, which will benefit the people. And so again, it makes it look like, could this conspiracy, could be people's putting out conspiracy ideas that this could be one of those targets, and it was all interwoven into black people being shot as well. All right. So Salter Jr. it wasn't the first person apparently, or not the first person to suffer an untimely death after announcing the discovery of a system that runs engines. Okay. So there was apparently another guy who has also had the same idea, a white guy, and apparently he was poisoned and he was sitting in a restaurant with some guys who was thinking about investing in his similar idea, but I think they had different ways of going about it. From what I understand, Aaron Salter had a way of making vehicles be powered by water, and this other guy here had his way of doing it. And I'm not sure, but I don't think neither one of them went to any types of school, which is for us as black people anyway, that's how it's been for years, even during slavery. Slaves and came up with inventions and didn't have any type of schooling at all. And yet they was able to create without any formal education. So that's nothing new for us. And far as I know, I haven't read anything that said otherwise. It doesn't appear that Aaron Salter went to school for any of this. Just took his spare time, or maybe he took some, because you're looking at this picture here. And of course, I'm gonna play a video here in a minute of what he was explaining his water power engine can do. But as you look at the picture there, I guess he had played around with electronics, maybe, because there's a lot of wiring going on. In the video, you'll see that there's like a car battery attached to it and some things attached. But and then that tank where you see his hand at is where where you put the water at. So I'm gonna show you this video here in just a moment. But again, he had what is called AWS Hydrogen Technologies LLC. So he apparently had a Facebook page. I don't know if it's still up, and that might be the name of his Facebook page, if I'm not mistaken there. Or you can just look up his name if his, that stuff is still up there and available for people to see. But apparently he did a video, explaining a little bit about his water powered engine. And so with that being said, let's take a look at this video. Okay. Glad to see all of this.
you got your here, just step back here. You got your hydrogen for your electrolysis. You got your batteries, your water. I want you to notice that you can get a shot of this showers. There's no water in the watch yourself. Okay, tank is empty. All right, let me put this back on. We're gonna need water in a minute. This is a agitator. So we're gonna do 4 experiments today for the patent examiners. The first one, you do need electrolysis. But what my system has done is taken advantage of the residue that's produced by the electrolysis. So we're gonna actually start this vehicle without any electrolysis. The second one, we're going to fill the water tank with water. And again, we're gonna be able to start it without electrolysis and run this engine.
All right, so that was just the quick video. I did not find this on Facebook. I didn't search for it on Facebook. I found it from a different source, and I guess that was the only the only video, excuse me, that I could find in regards to him explaining his invention, and that appears to be him starting the vehicle up without water. But I guess there's another video out there. If there is, we'll come back and do an update on this news story and show you the one where he has put water in, and then I guess it starts up first from gas, and then he switches it over to the water powered engine. And again, like I mentioned, it's real interesting how certain people die under suspicious terms. And I remember some time ago that there was a plane crash, and I believe there was like 4 or 5 scientists that were on the plane, and they all had patents to some type of invention. I forget what it was, but they had, there was some scientists or some doctors that had patents on an invention, and they mysteriously die in a plane crash. But they make it seem like the plane crash was just some type of fluke crash. And there's been deaths similar to this. So this is what I suggest to anybody who are, whether you have formally went to school or not, or you the type that just plays around with things and you figure stuff out, and then you discover things, and then you say, oh, okay, I could turn this into something. Or if you went to school to learn certain sciences or whatever, and become a scientist or whatever, what have you, here's my suggestion: that you also start studying personal security or personal protection. Start studying things on the lines of close protection, things that are taught to Secret Service agents, things that, for lack of a better word, bodyguards, things like that, close protection, agents, dignitary protection. Learn how to protect yourself and be your own bodyguard as well, so that just in case things, you might have your inventions, you want to know how to be able to protect yourself as well. Even if you hire protection, you still want that knowledge. That way it'll be a little bit harder for people to try to take you out when you have something that you want to help improve the planet and help people with. The same thing I'm hearing about the kid in Africa. I say kid, he's an adult. He supposedly worked on a car that can operate without gas by the electro waves that are already in the air. And then I think he later on worked on a television TVs that can be powered without electricity. And all of a sudden, what I'm hearing is that he got poisoned. I don't know if he's dead, but they said he was very sick. And it's funny how when you see these black people come up with stuff, and I say there's been white people too, but it's kind of funny when people want to help improve things and solve problems. People don't want that to happen. They want people to keep continuing being involved in problems and not problem solving. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The retired officer, for those who don't know, had invented a water power engine, and I guess that's probably, doing his security on the side was probably helping to fund that so he can get things off the ground. And that is your What's the 411 news report. We appreciate y'all. Definitely share this video, tell other people about the channel, and subscribe to the channel. I also did an experiment a couple of days ago, and then something happened. So in regards to the YouTube channel, and so I found something out with my experiment. So with that being said, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you can be notified when we are coming on live, or when our live recorded broadcasts are going live as well, our live replays, so you can catch that. All right, so appreciate y'all. We will be back in a little bit, I'm pretty sure, with some more news for you guys. This is What's the 411, and we out of here. Peace. Welcome everybody to What's the 411. This is the place that brings you news, observation, interpretation, and news commentary. Let's get it.
"100 Ideas, Options, and Solutions Volume 1. Now available at Amazon.com. Get your Kindle book copy now. Go to the website below to purchase this beat. Go to the website below and purchase this beat. Go to the website below and purchase this beat.